Look.
Listen.
Welcome, Taylor. Welcome, one and all. It's an episode of a Look, Listen, Cast. It's a podcast. It's about Pokemon. It's about other things. Is Geesepeep here? Why would she be, Taylor? Tell me, why would she be?
That high in the air? How's she going to get here?
She's in the air. She's in a plane, believe it or not. It's every week with this one.
I want to know what the chances are. The actual statistical chance that she is in the air when we're recording.
We talked about that yesterday, but she was at the airport. Just the likelihood of her being on a plane or en route to a plane. It's episode 186 of the Look, Listen, Cast. Today, we're going to discuss Pokemon Horizons, episode 127. We've had 127 of these, Taylor. Good
wow.
You say that every week, but yeah, it is a wow, big wow.
I mean, okay. I think about it every week. If you think that the amount of time we've spent with Liko, Dot, and Roy,
or some of them.
This is more than every anime other than One Piece.
No, there's a lot.
I guess Naruto.
General Hospital, Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
Days of Our Lives.
That's true. Apparently, but they don't have arcs.
Apparently, WWE Raw. I don't watch wrestling, but I hear that's long. I hear that's been around since the 90s.
Oh yeah,
guys. If you think we have time for fooling around and polite, cordial conversation, you're completely incorrect, because it's time for the first segment of the week. That's right. It's Geese of the Week, What You Been Peepin', presented by Southwest Airlines, aka Geesepeep.
And real quick, if you've been listening for a while, give us a like and a subscribe.
For the love of, please, yeah, you can even leave a comment. Why don't you leave send a little email?
I love comments.
Listencast at gmail.com. Why not?
Lickecast at Gmail.
Wow. Don't do that one.
For Licky Tongue.
Yeah, and no, his evolution. Licky. In my first segment of the week, Taylor, this week, I saw Wizard of Oz in the Sphere. That's right.
How was it?
It was interesting, Taylor. I mean, plenty of people are poo-pooing it on the internet for valid reasons. It's got way too much AI and goofball stuff in it. But Geesepeep and I watched this and we were losing it because we wouldn't be watching, because since I don't think you've been to the Sphere, but it's the largest screen on the planet. It completely envelops you. It's very sick. It's very cool to watch Postcard from Earth on there, which was very cool to see. But so you've got action in the middle where a scene from the original film is taking place, and then they just AI generate an entire world. So you just get to stare at Munchkins staring blankly, and that's what we were staring at the whole time. We were laughing so hard at these guards just looking in the wrong direction in the witch's castle. Here's what I feel about this particular product. Okay.
I just hope they change the AI's algorithm every single time they perform the show.
Oh, that'd be great. So,
every show's unique.
Yeah, they got the actors in there. Okay, here's what I have to say about Wizard of Oz show. It's so promising because you watch this and they have all the 4D effects. They got, well, spoilers for Wizard of Oz, but they got flying monkeys. They're throwing apples at you during the tree scene that you can take home. And they've got this giant
They throw apples from the top of the sphere?
Yeah, they do. And they turn on these giant fans and bunch of leaves at you, and I thought Geesepeep was just gonna leave when they got to the Twister scene and all the seats are shaking. Oh god, we have so many leaves, and they start spewing out this soap stuff. I don't even remember what part of the movie that's from.
It's from when they're all floating to the top of the chocolate factory.
Oh, actually, I think that was the poppy seeds, or the poppies.
Sure,
yeah, the poppies. Anyway, there's so many flaws in this with the AI. Whatever. Okay. At the end of the day, you watch this and you say, wow, the potential for this technology. It is so sick. This is Gen 1. It's just the beginning. So I'm looking forward to seeing many things in the Sphere in the future. It'll be very sick. And the only other thing I have to say about the Wizard of Oz Sphere, Taylor, is I've never seen a man so bold in my life. This giant bodybuilder man who was sitting in front of us comes in late. The nice woman's trying to show him where his seat is in the giant sphere. And he has to pull out his phone to look at the ticket, right? Rather than put his drink on the ground or say, oh, excuse me, could you hold this for a second? He just looks at the employee dead in the eye and says, hold this. And I just thought, my God, where's this man's manners? I've never told an employee, hold it. It was, anyway.
He's been using too many strong spheres.
Too many strong spheres, that's right. Also played Bomberman Blast. Don't recommend that slot machine. You'll lose everything you've ever had. I thought Bomberman was my boy. Honestly, Taylor, Bomberman, the collection's coming out, and Konami needs to just send it to me for free because I've certainly given them enough hundreds of dollars. Okay.
I loved that series when I was a kid, but I tried playing it most recently, I think, with you, and there's too much anxiety.
No, because it's great.
There's no loyalty in Bomberman.
We played with 7 people on a PS3, and everybody was on a fight stick and a half goofball controller because we ran out of controllers. Oh my god, it was the greatest time to be
every explosion is, an explosion. So you're caught in your own crossfire so much.
Bomberman's wonderful. Also played a new game. I've been hearing really good things about it. It's on PS5, it's on Switch and everything. It's called Lovish. This little indie game, kind of 8-bit style goofball platformer. I am sort of enjoying it, but the way people are talking about it, I haven't reached a part where I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is a must-play game. And everybody describes it as WarioWare, but I've yet to see any WarioWare things. I get the 2D platformer. I beat the first boss. Maybe I have to play longer. There are funny little cutscenes after you beat each little screen, but I haven't seen any WarioWare games, so maybe I'm dumb?
People get kind of loose with their categorizing games. People do that with Souls-likes all the time. Everything's a Souls-like.
Also, because they I heard this breaking news from Wario64. They announced that the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection is being delisted, and it's on sale now, so I rushed to buy it for $4. Terrible games. Great music, because it's by that studio in Britain, Ocean, that put out the best music in all that generation.
I used to own the Super Nintendo version of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's on there, and it's still terrible, but I bought it anyway.
Rough. I had so many games. I was thinking about this the other day when somebody was talking about The Lion King on some YouTube video I was watching. Thinking about the fact that games were so expensive, and me loving Jurassic Park as a child, booting up Jurassic Park, never found a weapon, never got out of the first screen, just imagine owning a $70 game at the time and being stuck in the first area.
Yep.
Because it's too obtuse to continue.
Happens to the best of us. Terrible game. But because they're delisting it, I wanted to buy it because you're not going to be able to get it otherwise, unless you find a physical copy, I guess.
You can emulate it, probably.
You can emulate the old game, certainly. But do you want the trophies on PlayStation? Do you want to legally own Jurassic Park? You better buy it now or buy a super expensive physical copy later. That's why one of the reasons I bought, because they did this, I'm sure we've covered this before, but when they redid Dragon Quest XI as Dragon Quest XI-S, and they ported that from Switch over to PS4, they removed the original Dragon Quest XI. They said, we don't want you playing that version anymore. So they took it off the store. So I have a couple physical copies of Dragon Quest XI in case I ever want those trophies. Because it's a separate trophy list, but you can't just buy it on the store. So there you go.
Huh. So did you get a physical of Jurassic Park Collection?
No, but I got a digital, so we're good. We're good to go.
That's sick.
We're good to go. Never played that again. Geesepeep and I also watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire. She wanted to watch it. It got a lot of awards in 2019, I remember. It was a good movie. You can watch that movie.
I saw that because it was on like Hulu or something. But when the pandemic first started, I was with my mother in Houston, and I was like, ooh, look how atmospheric and interesting this movie looks. So I watched that movie with my mother in like March 2020, and that's not a good one to watch with the parents.
Oh yeah, the ending was really good. I thought I don't want to spoil the movie's ending, but it was a good performance, I feel, in the final scene of the film. Also,
I remember liking it quite a bit.
Yeah, it was good. In the final thing I watched this week, before I move on to Taylor's Geesepeep, what you been Peep, watch Peep. I watched Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie with the filmmakers, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But Geesepeep said, I can't talk about it, so we got to wait till next week when she's here, I guess. She said that's what her rules.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. What a life-changing experience. Anyway,
but you should see it?
What?
I should see it, you said?
Oh, my God, yeah. See if you can find them play. Maybe they'd be like at a show in Austin or something.
Well, I'm going to be in Los Angeles tomorrow.
Well, I mean, they're physically there, so I think they're somewhere else now. So they did their Los Angeles show. The filmmakers.
It's a live thing.
A Q&A. Well, you watch the movie, and then they do a Q&A.
Oh, okay.
It's a tour. You can still watch the movie regular style, but anyway, Taylor's turn for what you've been peeping, Geese of the Week.
I watched a couple of television shows. So, Wayward Pines. I feel like I'm maybe a little bit late to the party on this one. Late to the bus, late to the train. But it was good. It was good. I look at Toni Collette and I just keep thinking, this is not an American woman.
Wait, wouldn't late to the bus mean you didn't see it because you missed the bus?
Yeah, I missed the bus. Everybody's having a great time on the bus. I have to get the backup bus.
Okay. The second bus. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're a little bit behind, and they're a little bit ahead. But I'm right afterwards, but like 4 years late.
Right, of course.
Toni Collette gives such a good performance. And there's so many intellectual properties that come out, video games, books, movies, where I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, God, this character is insufferable. And then I say to myself, I probably wouldn't get along with a 12-year-old girl.
Nah, probably not.
So I feel very good. Great performances all around, really entertaining, very fun. It feels like an Alan Wake situation almost. I think it's a little, for a period piece, because it takes place in the Pacific Northwest in the 90s, I feel it's a little bit too modern with a lot of the nomenclature they use, a lot of the concepts they have in it, I think are a bit too current.
You hate to see it. And especially, you see that so often because you'll watch a show that's a prequel, and it'll seem like more current
recent
game, more modern than the older one, which is supposed to take place in the future. I was even thinking that watching, I discussed it every week already, but the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I felt like, I don't know, even though it's in the past of Game of Thrones, the original HBO series, it feels like more modern. Anyway, please continue.
So another show that I watched that I was not planning on watching this at all, but my mother really wanted to, is called The Pitt. So it is a hospital drama.
Yeah, I think my family's watching this too. Everybody's watching this show.
I went into it, and after the first episode, I said, I don't like it. As soon as the title card pops and it shows you what time it is on the second episode, I was like, I'm in. 100%. Let's go. So the cool thing about this show is it takes place mostly in real time for a shift at a hospital.
Like in 24.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Except, it doesn't go for 10 seasons.
Nice.
It is, it's a very frenetic, frantic show, but a lot of stuff going on. But the blocking, especially when there's one major event in the first season, the blocking is incredible. The continuity is incredible. The editing is incredible. The acting is incredible. This is just, everyone should go watch this show. I was going into this very ready to not like it. Noah Wyle in another medical drama. Fantastic. Who is it good? It is just a good show.
Everybody's saying that. I haven't heard a person say they haven't. It's on HBO?
I would watch it again because it's just so cool. There's so many interactions that there are a couple, I would say like maybe 15% too many like kumbaya moments. But you kind of need it with how bleak a hospital emergency room is.
Nice.
And there's so many interactions that don't have the neat little bow on top. So many times a conversation gets cut off or there's just no resolution and somebody just goes, okay, and walks off. It's a wildly immersive experience. Everybody go watch it. Just stop what you're doing after you watch this and like and subscribe and go watch.
Everyone, please enjoy The Pit.
Only game I've been playing, I finished Lunar Silver Star Story for the first time in my life.
Whoa!
It was great. It was fun. Definitely started Lunar 2 right away. Now, I know I talked about this last week, but the game, oh my goodness, the localization team did so much heavy lifting. And I still can't believe how much the dialogue for every single NPC changes and how everybody has this amazing story. Every single character in every single city has an amazing story. Things that you just wouldn't see. There's a city that connects two areas across a bridge. You go across the bridge, somebody's chasing you. So then you have to like go to a carnival and try to get launched over the bridge. That's a kind of loose plot point of that area. Normally, as a child, certainly, I just ran across the bridge, then left the town, then went to the carnival. As an adult, I'm going in here reading that it is very much a Romeo and Juliet situation. Everybody in the town is in on it, and they're talking about how two people want to get married, but none of the leaders will agree to it. And that's the story in every town. There's just this
Romeo and Juliet every town.
I wish. What an amazing world that they've fleshed out. So funny, so well written. They also, I found out the developers or the localizers wrote the strategy guide, which, if you'll remember, is my favorite strategy guide of all time.
I think you did mention that. Yes, you do love that strategy guide. Isn't it a kind of a smaller book?
Yeah, smaller book, has little cartoons that they animated as side stories for all the characters. Speaking of the main cast of characters, I haven't really seen this too much in RPGs. Normally you have interesting characters, but not like this.
Not like
this. Every character could easily be the leader of their own game. One of the characters is a mage trying to rebuild a fallen magical guild, competing with the new version of that magical guild. One is a martial arts student that was brought up and trained as an assassin, seeks refuge with a carnival, and then has to go confront her old master. One is a disgraced cleric that's trying to reconnect with the love that he lost when he was very young. And then you have the main character who's wandering around with an alien that's trying to save the world. It's crazy.
The only Lunar character I think I know is the one kid with the glasses and the backpack.
Ramus. Yeah.
And also, is there the cat from Sailor Moon is in Lunar? A magic
yes
creature?
Yeah. That's there are two characters that are magical dragon cats.
Well, there you go. Shouts out.
Anyway, if you like classic RPGs, especially JRPGs, and you don't mind, very 90s battle systems, give it a shot. It's great.
Yeah, you got a lot of options out there now. Maybe get Lunar on sale and Dragon Quest on sale. The 3,000 Dragon Quest remakes. So
I mean, as much as I like Dragon Quest, this is just significantly better from
more charming.
If you play for the story, this is very, very high tier JRPG.
I see. It's the people who I know like Dragon Quest like saying, "Oh, I just love the little stories in every little town." So very much like Lunar. Taylor, are we prepared to move on to
Poké-news?
Said the we. Sarah B reports that the next batch of episodes for Pokemon Horizon Season 3 Rising Hope will release in the U.S. on Netflix on March 20th, 2026. So, maybe those will be good. Maybe. Hey, they're getting better. Didn't we decide they're getting better, Taylor?
There's no trend.
Girls?
Every episode's an outlier.
Remember? Also, in potentially terrible news, this is from SarahB.net, believe it or not. The next set for Pokemon TCG Pocket has been revealed. Paldean Wonders releases on February 26, 2026, focuses on Paldea Pokemon. But here's the problem. Everybody's complaining that they're just reusing card art. They're not even using new art for a lot of these, like important cards in the set. And we're thinking, is DNA based ours? Is DNA out of money? They can't afford to make a new art for the cards?
I feel like there's no way that's the case, that they can't afford to make new art. I do think that they're probably reducing their staff size by like 75%, because I can't imagine the player base is growing.
The player base fell off the largest cliff imaginable. When this came out, everybody was playing it. I was playing it. I even gave them money every month. And then they said, well, if you want this, sorry if you've heard this before, because I know I've said it multiple times. One day they said, oh, do you want this promo card, this Mewtwo? Yeah, you're going to have to pay us like an enormous amount of money. And I said, oh, well, I'll just stop collecting all the cards then, and I'll cancel my subscription.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is I think they tied too much of this to physical Pokemon trading card game, because that's become such a commodity in addition to being a game.
Well, hopefully not in the future. Remember, we covered the Poke Beach news about the giant warehouse, biggest card warehouse on the planet to ever be made. They're going to be making so many millions more cards.
It's, it just wasn't, it was a very good gameplay loop at the beginning, but they just kept adding too many sets, and you always feel like you're kind of behind. And if you do that much of like a content dump, there's no real way to continue.
Well, I like the new sets, but yeah, there's no way. It's the early sets. It felt like you could complete them, and once they started adding 20 to 30 shinies per set that were incredibly rare, you were never gonna.
And it got to the point where even when because I had very bad RNG in both Go and TCG Pocket. At a certain point, when you're basically playing a gacha game, you do have to give somebody like a little bit of, oh, that's exciting, because I can only see 5 diamonds so many times. So I haven't opened the app in at least a month, maybe 2.
Sad days. And in the final piece of Pokemon news from Cerebi, Pokemon Legends ZA Ranked Battle Season 7 has begun. It adds Mega Blaziken into the game if you reach rank S, which takes maybe a battle or 2. So don't worry, it does not take as long.
Get your Dragonites ready.
In the past, you had to... Yeah, he's good. He's good to go. He's ready to roll. In the past, you had to actually try, like in the first couple seasons, maybe just the first season, actually, you actually had to try and do good in battles for a while to get what you needed, but now they just give them away like candy. And if you miss it, then they just give it to you after you win your first battle. Anyway.
Oh, that's great.
It is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. Taylor, can you please tell us what happened last time on Pokes?
Previously on Pokemon. The only character to not get access to terastallizing still does not have access to terastallizing.
Poor Dot's doppelganger. We all know her name. Taylor, can you please tell us in English the name of Pokemon Horizons episode 127? Is it just me? Or does every sentence I say sound like I'm just thinking of the next word the second before I say it?
Nah.
Episode 127, please. In English.
Intense training. Everyone's respective feelings.
That's one of my favorite translations. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Geese started this episode and bought a plane ticket just to be in the air.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. There's a lot of battles. And in Japanese, it is Daitoken Sorezore no Omoi. And Taylor, can I also get a Geesepeep's 1-sentence synopsis, please?
Dodge it?
Yeah, they dodge it a lot. Yeah. Episode 127. Let's open it on up. As you'll recall, Taylor, here's the groundwork for what we got to know going into this episode. 6 heroes of light. Important? No. 18 heroes of light. That's what we really need. We need strong pokes. They got to be all the Terra types. We need good trainers to go alongside them. I'm talking the
big
best
old team.
Big 18. Yeah, we're going into a giant raid. Okay, we need 18 real strong level 100 guys. What if Anne joins the team, Taylor? How about we open with Anne? Liko's
Pepper
best
Ann
friend
herself? Absolutely.
Pepper Ann. She's too cool for 7th grade. Pepper Ann. She's 1 in a million.
She doesn't have a plan. Pepper Ann.
The Pokemon are excited about Anne joining the great cause. That'll be fun. Am I right? Yeah. They're cheering.
Yeah.
Having fun.
So I kind of already knew what was happening at the beginning of this episode, where they just can't keep themselves from talking about battling. That's what they're there for, I guess. And if I were in Anne's shoes, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have been, hey, I see that all of my friends are going to this party. Can I come?
Yeah, she should come. All right, well, let's go to a theme song. We're back from the theme song. Taylor, you need to explain this to me, because clearly I missed an arc or an episode. Where are they? They look like they're in some fancy hotel complex. Where is this?
I thought for a second they were at Blueberry Academy.
You in Blueberry Academy. It's done. Get over it. We're not going
back. I'm trying to manifest. I'm going to make a vision board that's just them being at Blueberry Academy. What a waste of a zone! I don't know where they are. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's in Lumios City. Is that
Lumios?
What's it called?
They're not in France. They're not in Lumios.
Lumios.
They're just because later in the episode they go to the Elite Four in Paldea, that battle zone. So I guess they're near there, or maybe they're in Iono's little hometown, Lavencia. I'm not sure what. Maybe. Please write in looklistencast@gmail.com or leave a comment. Where are they right now? It's like a little complex. I must have forgotten.
Is an episode where they did not care about any ancillary information.
Anyway, They're all sitting in this hotel room thing, discussing Anne joining the cause. But here's the thing, guys. If there's one thing we know about Pokemon episodes, anime, it's we got to get stronger. We got to strengthen our bonds. Let's immediately cut to Goldango and Tinkaton fighting over a berry and watch Quaxwell cut it in half to help them with their little squabbling. Very important scene. Cut back to the kids. I wonder where we're all going to battle. Taylor, I knows the Elite Four rooms.
Yeah.
It's a big room. They're huge.
Just massive. Perfect for battling. Lot of lack of any visual clutter in these rooms. Thank God for the viewer.
Well, Taylor, it's just like you're playing Street Fighter 4. You're playing Street Fighter. You got to go to the training room.
Yep.
Practice your combos.
Yep.
It's a white padded room like the old loony bins used to be. All right.
If you're gonna do this, at least, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh didn't even do this, and it was a card game. They would be on top of towers. They would be in the middle of the desert. They would be on a weird island.
In pyramids. I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Yugs.
Oh, boy. If you haven't,
you're a meshy.
I had only seen Yu-Gi-Oh abridged up until, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It is hilarious.
All right. That's Taylor's anime second of the week. Let's go on to the Elite Four. Look, Gita's all excited. She's down for the plan. She says, yeah, why don't you guys all battle in here? Larry will help too. Hassel. No one forgets Hassel's name, Taylor, not even you. Okay, now, actually, we do get something interesting this episode, by the way. Hassel, Dragonite, Ultra Dragonite clearly recognizes Hassel. Okay. Hassel clearly knows Ult's father, a green-haired dragon man. Who could it be? I wonder. You tell me. Maybe I know. Maybe I won't tell you.
So that was a little thing, and they had another line later when they said apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I was thinking, are you talking about Dragonite being kind of related to Ult? Because I thought Ult was just mostly homeless and had this as
Nope.
So we know he has a dad? Well,
yes.
Obviously he has a dad.
Well, the dad gave him the Dragonite. And the Dragonite, the Dragonite's original owner, Ult Dad knows Hassel. There you go.
So he didn't grow, or excuse me, I'm learning this from the pit. He didn't grow up unhoused? He just likes trash cans?
Do I remember? No.
I certainly don't.
I don't think he was in his diapers in a trash can. So he probably had somebody watching over him for at least a while.
Okay, and then he decided to become in waste management and waste housing.
Yeah. Dun, street rat, I don't want that.
Want that.
Dun, 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 dun. You know the song.
Pepper ran. Yeah.
Okay, so Hassel's going to offer to be Ult's opponent while everybody else splits up into their little pairs. Everyone's happy. Wonderful. Okay, Taylor, turn the timer on because it's nothing but battles from here on out. Here we go. Everybody get your whiteboards out. We're going to be cutting from battle to battle, battle to battle. You can probably just fast forward. I don't know. Let's just go. Okay, first up, Penny versus Dot. Now, actually, I was a bit of a fan of Dot pointing out that poor Quaxwell just hasn't been able to fight in the big leagues lately. He's unevolved, unlike everybody else. He's getting knocked out left and right. Kind of sad.
Man.
Tinkaton and Goldango cheering very hard for Quaxwell. So let's fight Vaporeon. Trailblaze Vaporeon, yells out Penny. Okay, that was that battle. Next battle. Anne versus Liko, Samurott versus Armarouge. And Anne wants a serious battle today, Taylor. No more mucking about, as the British would say. No more fooling around. It's going to be the best of the best battle. I want you to try your hardest. I want to be a champion. Me, Anne. I haven't traveled the world like you, Liko. This is all I can do is battle. I'm going to turn on my Dragon Quest music. And you know what? I have traveled the world a little bit because I went to Blueberry Academy, as Taylor would remember, because he loves Blueberry Academy. He knows all the trivia about Blueberry Academy and on the seas of Unova.
Yep, keep bringing up Blueberry Academy.
Yep. Now Gita, who is refereeing their match, yells out "Batoru Stato," which I thought Taylor would appreciate.
Yeah.
Step down, Razor Shell, Fire Spin, use your horn to break through, Samurott, Drill Run. Oh my God, Anne's so strong. All right, everybody, turn the page. It is now time for the next battle. Nimona versus Roy, which I like this pairing. These two, I think we've discussed before. They're a good pair. They're both always looking for a battle. They got similar vibes going.
Very sick.
We got Palmot versus Shiny Lucario, and Larry and Captain Pikachu will referee this one. Battle start. Oh. Metal Claw, Mach Punch, charge up your punch, Palmot. We're going to get a good focus punch out. Flash Cannon, Lucario, dodge, close combat, Mach Punch, so many punches.
They have a very sick battle that has a very dissatisfying ending.
But I think they probably have the sickest art in their battle. Remember that one part later on where there's a punch coming and Lucario goes and senses the aura, and it was so sick. That was good.
Which is appropriate because these two are the only ones that have up close and personal fighters. Everybody else is just long range attack, long range attack. Meowscarada has a lot of cool potential for her fights, like she had against last episode actually with Swanna.
Unfortunately,
cool setups.
She doesn't get to fight in this episode, but now we can move on to Ult versus Hassel, Dragonite versus Baxcalibur, Twister, Toby Fox music, Protect, Baxcalibur, Ice Shard. Now I'm getting scared, Taylor, because that Dragonite's very weak against ice. He's 4 times weak. Dragonite.
Oh.
I mean, Dragonite's my boy. He wins me battles every day in ZA online ranked battles.
Quick
but
attack.
I'm not gonna fight an ice type. I'm gonna walk away and fight somebody else.
I was very surprised that they brought up typing later in the Armarouge Samurott matchup, and they didn't bring it up here because ice against Dragonite is just one of those things that everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Dragonite.
Dragon Rush, dodge it, more ice shards, Dragon Rush, protect. Ult's getting frustrated. He hasn't landed a single hit, Taylor. Hassel tells him, you gotta use strats, Ult. And Ult says, I know I gotta use strats. Hyper
What do
Beam.
you think I am? French?
Hyper Beam Dragonite, Blizzard. When I saw Blizzard, I said, oh no.
I did too. Oh man. This is such a goofy battle too, because it just anyway, just continue.
Important to note, during the dragon battle, there's so much ice sharding going around that there are giant chunks of ice all over the battlefield now, making giant glaciers everywhere.
Now, what I told myself when I was watching this is that because the animation was a little bit different for the glaciers forming from Blizzard, I was thinking that maybe Baxcalibur was tossing in a couple extra little weaker ice moves to form the glaciers, and I thought that was cool.
I think it was Ice Shard. Okay, now we're going to go back to Quaxwell and Vaporeon. Vaporeon speed way up, but because he used Trailblaze. But Taylor, worry not. Because through the power of dance, Quaxwell can outspeed it. Whirlpool, kick out of the water, jump out in liquidation, Trailblaze again. Okay, I thought Dot was a genius. I guess I'm wrong, Taylor.
Dot, I had the same feeling.
Dot, the fool, attacks Vaporeon with a water attack. And Taylor, can you please tell me what you think Vaporeon's ability Water Absorb does?
If I had to guess, if I'm in Dot's shoes, I'm going to say that means Vaporeon has to absorb every attack and cannot dodge it, guaranteeing an instant hit.
It actually means it's healed when attacked by water attacks.
Darn it, who could have known?
Low kick then! Air Cutter! Whirlpool from Vaporeon!
This is also the smartest member of the Rising
DK crew. Yeah. Also, important to note, Ino is the referee of this battle between Dot and Penny. It's time for a commercial break. We're back for the commercial break, and we start off with Armarouge versus Samurott. And I think, Taylor, there's only one thing we can do to make this an all-out battle. That's right, Taylor. It's ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Time to terastalize.
And Meowscarada and Pagogo-chan very excited about terastalization, by the way. They're cheering. They're losing.
Man.
Ooh. Samurott is a ground Terra type, which is interesting. Good for fighting against electric types. Also good for fighting against fire types, which Armarouge is. But
fire does 1 times damage to it, which I thought is interesting. Resisted to water.
Let me tell you why it doesn't matter, Taylor. Samurott was already water type. So already it's strong against fire, and already fire's not doing much against water. So to me, this is kind of, it didn't change anything.
Yeah, like water would have been more ideal.
Yeah, so she just hurt herself. She should have stayed water.
Yeah.
Armor cannon, hydro pump, drill run, dodge it, clear smog, armor cannon, drill run. So much going on. They're both knocked out. It's a draw, Taylor.
Somehow.
Looks like maybe this is just, maybe I'm talking out of school, but maybe it looks like Anne truly is a legendary hero of light material. She's good enough to beat Liko.
Liko did give herself a disadvantage at every turn.
Who?
Using a new Pokemon. Not taking advantage of type advantage.
Who, Liko?
Terastalizing into defeat.
Nah. All right, let's go back to Roy.
Yeah.
There's only one thing we can do, Taylor, to fight all out with a mega shiny with the shiny Lucario, Taylor. What does Roy do?
Mega Evolve.
Palmot, why don't you Terastalize?
Yeah.
Mach Punch. And then we get the scene, which I thought was sick. It's probably the sickest animation of this episode. Lucario sensing the Mach Punch and going into key Dragon Ball moves and the only using close combat.
It's a sick concept, but I wish it wasn't Palmot outmaneuvering Lucario in a boxing match. This is Lucario's entire thing. This is what he stands for.
Yeah, well, Palmot's a big puncher too. There is a lot of punching going on, honestly. They keep a punching. Focus punch. Metal Claw. Dodge and weave. I laughed at this part. Dodge and weave.
Yeah. I was cracking up too. Character development right there.
Yeah, good work, Nimona. Close combat. Metal Claw. Oh my God. I don't believe it. Palmot made sure to not get hit for the fattest focus punch imaginable as he hits Lucario right in his Lucario. Did he punch him in the face? I don't remember where he punches him. But it's
something.
Really hard. It's hard enough to knock out Lucario. Palmot's so proud of himself.
Which I would be too. I just don't understand how this battle went. Palmot must just be crazy leveled.
Taylor, I tell you this every week. Nimona's the champion. She's got a strong Palmot. You don't have to worry about it.
Got to
be. Roy's not a champion. I don't think. Well, actually, they did have a battle against Guyera, didn't they? At some point, I don't know. It's long.
No,
it doesn't matter. Roy walks over to Lucario, says, "Lucario, we gotta get stronger. I mean, Nemota's telling us we just focus too much on strength, just all out brute force."
And great Lucario close up. What does that convey? I don't know. Does Lucario's expression change? No. Is there a soundbite for Lucario? Also, no.
Well, here could maybe happen. ZA, Lucario gets a new Mega Evolution form.
I was thinking about that when I was watching it.
Mega Evolve Lucario Z. So maybe at some point Roy's going to say, why don't we try this Mega Stone? And we can be different.
And Fritos is going to say, I've been doing that the whole time. And he busts out the other Mega Charizard.
Actually, I'm almost certain that's going to happen because if he uses the other Lucario Knight, I believe it will do all of the things he needs to focus on. So I already wrote, Taylor and I, the script supervisors, already have this, swept under the rug, even though that's not the
Everybody take a vacation.
Everybody go to home.
Let the Wizard of Oz team do the animation, and we're good.
Cut to Ult. There's lots of blizzards going on. You know the drill. Oh my God, Dragonite's so fast, Taylor, but there's so much ice, there's so many glaciers all around that Dragonite bumps into one trying to dodge some more blizzards.
It's transforming the battlefield.
Yeah, this goes on for a while. I didn't write down every instance of blizzard here because there's a lot of them. And eventually,
we only have so many hours in the day.
Yeah, eventually Dragonite's completely surrounded by ice. He's frozen solid, and Hassel, the man who shows no mercy, says to his Baxcalibur, this Dragonite that's 4 times weak to ice, that's frozen right now, I'm going to need you to go ahead and Glaive Rush. And I write to myself, I say to myself, he's not.
First death?
He's not going to survive that one.
There's no way. There's no way.
And then
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, Taylor, your turn.
The art, whenever they finish this battle, is so funny because it's just, I thought it was going to be worse. Dragonite seems mostly okay. It's just knocked out cold. This could have gone way worse.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
I wonder if the trainers feel the cold in the room. They have to, right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see Alt shiver or nothing. Anyway, Alt runs over to Dragonite and says, I'm so sorry. Like, why did I put you through this? But it doesn't matter because Hazel says, Alt, I'm proud of you. And that's where the scene Taylor mentioned before. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You're just like your father, is what the audience is supposed to think at this point. And Alt just says,
Apparently, because I thought with my lack of knowledge going into this episode, I was thinking, okay, well, Alt's unhoused. Dragonite is Alt's son. I guess Dragonite is more like Alt than I thought.
No, he just has a green-haired dragon tamer father.
I can't remember if this was before or after he gives his apple comment. The Dusk Ball animation being different than a normal Pokeball.
All Pokeballs are like that. If it's a special ball, like the timer ball has little clocks when he throws them out.
There's no shot I would use a normal Pokeball in real Pokemon world.
Oh, yeah. Sick. All right, let's go back to Dot. Dot time. Everybody's favorite. Air Cutter. Muddy Water, Vaporeon. Oh, my God. The muddy water messes up Quaxwell's hair. And also, poor cheering Tinkaton and Goldango also get hit by the muddy water.
I was confused by that.
Why? What's confusing about a big muddy water?
The way they were, like the camera work in the episode, focusing on them, I was like, what's going on right now? Are they in the battle?
They're going to show in a second.
Yeah,
although I will say, all of this could have been avoided by Dot merely putting these two Pokemon in their Pokeballs. But whatever.
Or having them stand anywhere.
Yeah, just anywhere else. Whirlpool! Liquidation! Whirlpool! Dodge it! Oh my goodness gracious. It appears that Quaxwell is standing only in a very specific quadrant. Oh my God. Quaxwell's protecting his friends, but putting himself at a disadvantage. Dot notices this and immediately targets Goldango and Tinkaton. And Quaxwell does what Quaxwell does best. He protects his friends. He stands in front of them and takes the full brunt of the muddy water. Takes a trail.
You mean Penny targets?
What did I say?
I think you said Dot.
Well, Dot, Penny, Liko, they're all the same names. Who could remember who's whom?
I thought this was a little... Dot's takeaway from it was very funny, but I thought it was really underhanded by Penny.
Well, we're about to explain that, Taylor. Exactly why she did this. Quaxwell protects his friends, hit with a giant trail blaze, and he's knocked out. And then Dot, much like Taylor, very upset at Penny for this underhanded move and very annoyed and says, I can't believe you would do this. And then Penny has the anime glasses flash, Taylor, just like Neon Genesis Evangelion, and says, I apologize, but this is exactly what the explorers would do. They'd use any trick in the book to get you. They'd take any advantage they can take.
They should really just bring the Elite Four on this mission.
Yeah, that'd be
because Penny's got a third of the Terastal types required. Right there. Just straight out the gate.
We should definitely just bring all the best trainers. All the
got to be the kids.
That's got to be.
Yeah. The trainers are busy. Elite Four, they have to.
Yeah,
there's a lot of clerical work.
I know. There's no time. God,
yeah.
They don't have any vacation days to take off.
None.
Okay. We do get a little cute flashback in this scene of Dot remembering little baby Quaxley, and she says, my God, Quaxwell, you've carried me this whole time, and I've let you down. All right. We're done with battles. Everybody celebrate. Celebrate. We did it.
The Dot's little, you went after an area where I was weak and I didn't consider it. I'm never I'm going to take on a support role is such a funny turn. I guess you haven't gotten to that.
No, I haven't gotten to that part. But she was very upset about this very unavoidable event that is completely avoidable.
It would be cool if she had a nice little takeaway from this lesson administered by Penny.
Nope, we're going to cut to sunset outside the battle stadium. Okay, guys, now we all know what we need to work on. Okay, see you later, everybody. Dot, inconsolable. So upset.
Can't believe that she had a weakness.
We cut to the private room of the hotel complex. Nobody knows where this is. And Ino runs past the door there behind to overhear this next scene. Dot declares, that she's dropping out as a hero of light. She's switching to support because she doesn't think she's strong enough. Taylor, exactly like her doppelganger next week.
Mm-hmm.
What a connection.
Yeah.
I know she can't believe this as she eavesdrops through the door, and we get it to be continued. All right.
Yeah.
That's the whole episode.
To be fair, Dot has been eschewing a lot of responsibilities that she has, like bringing in money, giving coverage to what they're doing, and doing research.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was she necessarily good at any of those before? Not really.
Nah,
but now she can really focus on it. So instead of being not great at battling, not great at evolving, and not good at research, camera work, and every other supporting task, she can drop one of those.
No, I'm sure next week she'll train with INO and she'll be strong again. She'll rejoin the Heroes of Light. Okay. Before we discuss this week's episode, real quick, the Mega of the week this week is Mega Heracross. We see a little animation of Mega Heracross lifting some logs and expelling some heat next to Nito thing. Very fun. Everybody loves it.
Very sick. Learned about its heat this week. Didn't know any of that.
Yeah, gets very warm. He's so strong. Okay. What on earth score to give this episode, Taylor?
It's a very interesting question because the first thing I look at is, does it make me want to play the games? Answer, no, not at all. Does it progress the plot? No. Does it have cool fights?
Oh.
It has fights.
It certainly has
a lot of fights. Does it have cool interactions or lessons? I guess, kind of.
Yeah, everybody learns what they need to work on.
Yeah.
So that's something, right?
The past 3 episodes have just been fighting.
No, remember last week was... Oh.
I mean, outside of the fighting, last week was... But I wonder what the 7-year-olds are thinking on this one. I'm wondering how hyped they're getting based on all the battles. You have everybody terastalizing, everybody... The Dragonite Baxcalibur fight was pretty sick. You have Mega Lucario... So a Mega versus a terastalized Pokemon. I hope the big reveal at the end of Rising Souls.
Oh, yeah. Wait, which one? Again?
Or whatever the next one is. I hope that is that Megas can terastalize.
That'd be interesting. And Gigantamax. Just have them all at the exact same time.
Yeah. Just Mega Gigantamax Terastal Lucario. He's just a Snorlax with boxing gloves.
So, there was one kind of neat thing. I like them sprinkling the lore of Ult's father. That's kind of fun, probably, right?
Yeah, but it's such a throwaway comment.
Well, I don't know what to score it.
It's not... This is not a good episode. When I was done with it, I was like, we're done with that one. I'm never going to remember any of this.
No.
These interactions are not unique or interesting.
I was just thinking to myself, if I had to tell somebody which episodes to skip, this would be a skip one.
Oh, yeah. So by that logic, my score is going to sound very harsh, but just because there needs to be representation on the bottom half of the scale. You can't just say every episode is average or better. This is below average. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay. See, unlike most episodes, I don't have like a huge thing to say. But what about... I can't go 4.5 because there's enjoyable moments. I thought again, we mentioned it multiple times, but the Lucario fight was kind of sick with what's that called in Naruto, Taylor? The Shinsengumi, where you
the Shinsengumi were in Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, and I like the Pokemon.
I like Pokemon.
I like Pokemon.
6.1.
It's in the 5s or 6s, yeah. I'm trying to convince myself one way or the other. I need some evidence pointing towards bad enough for 5.0 because I can't go below 5.0.
What's your average?
My average.
What's your realistic floor? And what does that mean to you? So for me, that means an episode where I finish it and I'm unhappy. Average is I feel very little about it. Below average in this case is I feel very little and I would not I would tell everyone to skip it.
Yeah, I feel very little, but I didn't come out of this going, oh, that was so terrible, like I did with the one. I'm so sorry we repeat ourselves every week, but like I did for the Sprigatito Ran Away episode. Hated that episode. I'm sure I gave it in the very low.
I also hated that episodes as well.
Okay. 5 and 6. It's between a 5.0 and a 6.0.
Give it a 5-1.
5-1. Let me think if there's anything sick that could salvage it into a 6.
Baxcalibur, best part of the episode.
Oh, he was sick, yeah.
And Penny targeting extra battle members was pretty cool.
Okay. Dot not knowing the ability water absorb. Well, I mean, she probably forgot. That's fine. It's fine to forget one Pokemon's ability. That's not the end of the world. It's not that unbelievable.
But even then, like, why attack it with why not use a fighting move? Why not use a flying move? Why not use a move that is not the same type as your opponent?
I know. I'll give it a 6.0 just because it wasn't offensive to me. It's just another whatever. It's just another whatever episode. Okay, don't watch this episode, please. You don't need to.
It's got a little something for everyone.
Yes. All right, everybody. How about we just go and move on to the wrap up? Because what is this? I mean, does this episode deserve any more discussion? Does it?
No, it does not.
All right. Thank you.
Swana episode with discount Dot was significantly better than this.
With discount? What's a count Dot?
The discount Dot.
Discount. Oh, yes. Doppelgang. Dot.
Yeah.
Doppelganger. If you told me I could get $1 billion to name Dot's doppelganger in 10 seconds.
Ooh, I could do it. Alfie.
Rot. Dot. No, it's like Dash. Was it Dash? Did I just win $1 billion?
No,
there was
you can't
Dash,
just win. Think of the taxes.
Rob, Dash,
Draught,
and Rico Suave. I got it. $1 billion. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us speak about Pokemon and other things this week. Look, Listen, Cast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find it on other things, too, but those are the 3 I say. Please like and leave a comment and, subscribe. That way more people can find us who may enjoy it. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. That's twitch.tv/Keith Squared. Shouts out Professor
Ticklebits for the boilerplate.
And the website, twitch.tv/prof_ticklebits. Please recommend this podcast to your friends, family, and everybody else. And you can send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. It's time to say goodbye, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye. Tedder's going to say goodbye. Not too many goodbyes.
Maybe like 3. Goodbye.
Well aware. Because the problem, of course, is when Geesepeep says goodbye, it's not picked up on the recording because
goodbye.
It has that high bird voice.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you probably can hear that. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geesepeep. Thank you for listening to the Geesepeep Productions podcast.
Geesepeep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geesepeep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.